Yo, what up, 78 Fight News? E King Fight News, man. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. How you doing?
Man, I'm all right, man. We're about to shoot this video, and we got a big fight coming up. Andre Berto versus Robert Guerrero, man. What do you think about that?
Um, I think it's a tough fight for both people, but I think depending on how or which Berto shows up for the fight after his layoff, I think Berto, I got Berto stopping Guerrero, but I wouldn't be surprised if Guerrero outboxed him. I really wouldn't be surprised in this fight because I'm not too impressed with Guerrero. I don't really believe in him yet.
Hmm.
And then Berto is sometimey, and I don't know if I don't know how this layoff affected him mentally and physically. So, if all things are right, the way they should go, I think Berto will stop Guerrero probably somewhere around the sixth or seventh round.
Wow, yeah. I consider this to be like I consider Guerrero to be more of a technician. Like he's got good foot movement, he's got a solid jab. He doesn't have too much power though. Like I don't consider him to be a true welterweight, and I do see him
Right,
having problems taking Berto's power because Berto's a big puncher overall. Like he can hurt some of the best welterweights out there with his right hand.
right.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
yeah,
Berto definitely he got power, man. He got the speed, he got the power. His defense is a little suspect.
yeah.
Um, but that's all going to depend on how aggressive Guerrero is. If Guerrero
Exactly.
is not aggressive and trying to hurt Berto, then it's really not going to mean nothing. I mean, I don't think he's going to outbox Berto. I think Berto's going to find him around the sixth or seventh round
Hmm.
and hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Berto is able to hurt Guerrero, then it's his fight for the taking for sure.
Right.
Especially because Guerrero likes to trade a little bit, and that could hurt him in a way, especially when he's fighting bigger guys.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Guerrero. I mean, like I said, I don't really believe in Guerrero yet. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is. I
Hmm.
think that um, a lot of guys out there right now can beat Robert Guerrero.
Yeah.
But he skipped. If I'm not mistaken, he just jumped past 140
Yeah.
and went up to 147.
he just
And
went up.
he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight none of them beasts down there at 140. He
Hmm.
came up to 147. Thinking he could piggyback off of Mayweather or Pacquiao, get
Yeah.
a big fight,
Exactly.
and get paid. But it's gonna backfire on him probably.
Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting take because yeah, he didn't even touch 140. He just went up to face that guy Aiden, who happened to be the number one WBC, and then he gets into another decent fight here against a much
Right,
bigger guy. But
right,
it really, to me, yeah, it depends on which Berto shows up, and it's because if he goes in there trying to fight flat-footed and just trying to like sort of fight a one-dimensional fight, then he could get outboxed. But his feet has to be there. Like I remember in the Victor Ortiz fight, Victor Ortiz took away his legs with the knockdowns.
right.
So he can't let
Ortiz
that
is
happen.
very
And
aggressive. That's what I mean, though.
yeah,
Ortiz is an aggressive fighter, and I don't think Guerrero had got that in him
yeah,
to bang like that. Ortiz
exactly.
was confident in his power,
Right,
and so he came right at Berto.
right.
And it shocked Berto because people usually run from Berto, so he was shocked that Ortiz came in there, like he was fucking juiced up or something. So,
Yeah.
you know, so Guerrero probably gonna be, I don't see him coming at. If Guerrero come at Berto like that, then I'd be shocked.
Hmm. Yeah. I would too. I would too. I wouldn't expect Robert to do that. Anyways.
Right. So what other fights coming up?
Well, we got a week later. There's what it's Marquez versus Pacquiao, and then it's Cotto Trout, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep, yep.
Yeah. So I don't need like the Marquez Pacquiao. That's been done before. I think Marquez. He's gonna get robbed again. Like, how is he gonna
Yeah.
win a decision?
Yeah. Only way. I don't know, man. I keep going back and forth on this fight because it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
So I think if it's another close fight, and if the fight resembles the last fight, then I think it's a possibility that Marquez can get the decision. But at the same time, you got to look at the other way. You know, will the judges feel pressured to give Pacquiao a decision since he supposedly, allegedly got robbed against Timothy Bradley?
That's true.
Will they,
Yeah. If you consider something like that.
Yeah,
That's
you
kind
know,
of true, but at the same time, you know, in their last fight, they didn't give Marquez the credit in the third fight.
True.
Yeah, so
True.
it goes both ways. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
it's really hard to pick, you know. Unless I'll be shocked if it's a knockout, you know. But Pacquiao talking like he can knock out Marquez, but
that's just promotion. Like,
yeah, he can go knock out Marquez, man.
Yeah.
Marquez
ain't gonna knock out Pacquiao. It goes both ways. Pacquiao.
Yeah, because they both juiced heads right now.
They could be.
You know, Marquez started taking that shit, man. As soon as he said, man, you know, right before the third fight, he said, "Fuck this, I gotta juice up because you know Pacquiao juicing, he ain't getting caught." So Marquez went out there and got the top dollar, spent top dollar for some good shit, and you know, we have a good entertaining fight.
Well, I remember some shit came out where Victor Conte saw this guy Angel Heredia in a 24/7, and that dude Angel Heredia got busted for, you know, training athletes that were roided up.
Right.
And I don't know if he's still working with Marquez, but you know.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's still working with Marquez. Yeah, he got Marquez to put on a nice solid 10 pounds of muscle. You know, he went up there and he should have got the decision over Pacquiao, man. But I don't know what's gonna happen in that fight. You know, it really does. It doesn't matter to me what happened in the fight. But you know, if Pacquiao wins, it's still not gonna. You know, I mean, what's gonna happen? I mean,
yeah. What does it mean? He's done it before twice. Like what's like?
Right.
It doesn't increase his legacy. It's just a bullshit. You know, Bob Arum trying to buy some time with Pacquiao, I guess.
Yeah, he's just trying to milk him for everything he can get out of him.
Yeah.
You know, he's just trying to squeeze every last drop of the lemon. But I don't know. As far as Cotto and Trout, I think I've been watching. I watched that 24/7. Well, whatever they call it, the fake 24/7. The Showtime got.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Damn,
I don't know, man. Yeah, I seen it on demand. I missed it when it came on TV, but I watched it on demand. I think Trout definitely has the ability to beat Cotto. I just don't know if Trout is going to do it because this is his first big, huge fight, and he's going to be he'll be in New York with Cotto's crowd, and you know Cotto's a very experienced fighter. So if Trout can overcome this and beat Cotto, then it's going to say a lot about Austin Trout. You know what I mean? And then, you know.
Yeah. For sure.
Cotto can,
I just see,
go ahead.
Like, Miguel Cotto, he's always had success against boxers, you know? Like, it's the pressure fighter that really, you know, puts him on his heels and has the possibility to finish him. Like, the only guy to outbox Cotto so far has been Mayweather Jr. And that says a lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
Right.
And for Austin Trout, you know, he's coming off Delvin Rodriguez. And in terms of level of opposition, he hasn't fought a guy like Cotto ever. Like, that's a huge step up.
Right.
And
yeah,
you know, definitely bright lights, main event on an MSG. Like, that's a place where Cotto's never lost.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, I think it's what 7-0 in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it's gonna be tough for Trout to. But see, you know, I like this fight a lot because, for one, if Trout does, like I said, if Trout wins, it's gonna tell you a lot about Trout, and instantly, Austin Trout becomes one of my favorite fighters. If he beats one of my favorite fighters, Miguel Cotto.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then, if Cotto wins, then you have to start putting the pressure on
Canelo
Alvarez.
Yeah.
You know, you have to.
Yeah. Well, that's the fight he wants anyways. Like, he wants Cotto to win so he could have that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see how that fight goes, man. But I'm looking forward to the fights coming up, man. You know, we got 3 good fights coming up the next couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward.
There are going to be decent fights. Hey, what do you think if Pacquiao wins? Do you think he's going to go after a Bradley rematch?
Hell no. You know, if I was Bradley, If
Hell
I was
no.
Bradley, though, at this point, if I was Bradley, I wouldn't even fight Pacquiao again because, you know, right now, I mean, you beat the guy. He played you off like you fucking lost the fight. So Bradley should just try his best to get the Mayweather fight. I think Bradley made a mistake by not taking the Guerrero fight, though. I thought that was an easy fight for Bradley.
Yeah.
I think he could have been real. He could have frustrated Guerrero and won that, and then he could have had the interim WBC title plus the WBO title, and he could have been right in position to face a Mayweather, since Mayweather always comes back at welterweight to fight for the WBC title.
Yeah.
He could have been right there waiting on that title, and
That's true.
so I think he messed up. I know Kell Brook chose not to fight Bradley, but
Yeah.
you know, Bradley needs to. I mean, if I was Bradley, I would have fought Guerrero and held on to. I would have had 2 titles, and then the winner of a Kell Brook and Alexander, I would have fought that guy, and he already beat Alexander before.
Yeah.
So, you know, Bradley would have been the unified champion at 147 pounds. And at that point, people have to pay attention, you know, because nobody can get past you without fighting you. Nobody can make money without fighting you besides Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Right. Yeah. I agree. He should have taken that Guerrero fight. Like, it's definitely winnable. He's coming up from lower weight classes like Bradley. And he could have just, like, he's probably, like, one of the guys that can outbox the shit out of Guerrero.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't know how much Bob Arum had to do with, like, you know, every time we see a top rank and a Golden Boy fighter trying to fight each other, I know a lot of the blame goes on Bob Arum, but, like, we don't know how much of an influence he has on like, you know, the bullshit behind the scenes.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm sick of all them motherfuckers, man. I'm sick of the fucking promoters, man, because, you know, all the motherfuckers taking us for a ride and shit, you know, just telling us bullshit so they can, you know, keep squeezing money out of us. But
Yeah.
I would really, I mean, they're not giving us a super fight. At least, you know what? See, listen, man. This is what I have to give props to Dana White about. Even though I don't like Dana White personally, I think you know, I think Dana White is a racist, and I think that he, you know, I can prove it. I think he's a racist,
Yeah.
and I think he's an asshole. But one thing about him, he's always trying to put together these fights. Like, I hear him, he out there campaigning now for GSP Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he's trying. They say he's trying to put it together. You know, he hasn't put it together yet, but
he's trying.
Yeah, he's
GSP has to step up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
GSP don't want to step up. He's making all these excuses, talking about, well, I don't want to do what Roy Jones did. I don't want to move up.
Yeah.
And move up and come back down. All that shit. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
GSP is not certain that he wants to move up. I understand GSP's position is that, look, man, I'm comfortable at 170 pounds. I'm beating everybody. I don't want to move up and fight the best fighter in MMA history and lose. I know I'm going to lose. And, you know, like, so he's thinking like, man, fuck that. You know, I'm going to ride this 170 thing out until the wheels fall off, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think, like, that's what's going through his mind. Like Anderson Silva, I can't see him losing against GSP. Like, the way his style is, because he has tremendous takedown defense, and that's GSP's whole game. So.
Yeah, GSP, he got some serious takedowns, man.
Yeah.
His wrestling ability is just crazy.
Yeah, that's why the fight is so interesting, but if someone doesn't want to make that fight, like, it just kills it.
Yeah. That's why Anderson gonna have to get he's gonna have to be more vocal. He's gonna have to start talking a little shit to GSP.
Yeah, that's true.
Get him out there.
That's true. And the thing is, that's not his style either. He doesn't really call out people. Like, he's pretty laid back.
Yeah. Dana White gonna have to do it then. I mean, shit. Dana White needs to do it because he did it to John Jones when John Jones didn't want to fight Chael Sonnen. You know, fucking Dana White had a fucking hissy fit and shit. So he needs to do that shit to GSP. Like, look, the super fight not happening because GSP is scared.
Yeah.
And don't want to fight Anderson. That's what you need to say.
Yeah.
So as long as it's on the record, I wouldn't give a fuck. But as long as it's on the record, because I'm GSP fans get on my fucking nerves, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they do everything to protect this dude, and they act like he's the best fighter in the world until you start talking about him fighting Anderson. Then all of a sudden it's, oh wait a minute, Anderson's too big to be fighting him. That's not fair. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. But Anderson's, you know, all right, Anderson Silva is too big to fight GSP, supposedly, but John Jones' big ass is not too big to fight Anderson.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
Exactly. I know. There's so many fans that have that mentality, and it makes it's the same shit. Like one guy's moving up to face another guy to challenge himself.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part is, you know, GSP's trainer in the media talking about Anderson Silva, you know, come down to 170, try and take the title.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
fucking ridiculous. Yeah, man. Well, shit, man, we're going to have to get together, do another vid, maybe a post-fight vid to one of these fights or something, man. We do with YouTube, man. It's E King's Fight News and 78 Fight News. Holla.
Yeah, peace out. Take care.
Peace.
All right.